The rain hammered against the windows of the grand old manor, each gust a dramatic sigh that mirrored the tension hanging heavy in the air. Blackwood Manor, normally a picture of stately elegance, felt like a mausoleum, its ornate details and forgotten portraits now witnesses to a ghastly crime. Lord Ashworth, the manor's eccentric and wealthy owner, lay sprawled on the Persian rug in his study, a single, crimson bloom staining the intricate pattern. He was dead, a silver letter opener protruding from his chest. Detective Inspector Thomas Mallory, a man as weathered as the aging stone of the manor, surveyed the scene. His sharp blue eyes, usually twinkling with a hint of amusement, were now hard and focused, cutting through the oppressive atmosphere. The room was a testament to Lord Ashworth's chaotic brilliance, stacks of antiquated books teetering precariously, scientific instruments glinting under the dim candlelight, and half-finished manuscripts scattered across the large mahogany desk. The air smelled faintly of old paper and something metallic, something like blood. Right then, Mallory said, his voice a low rumble that broke the silence. Let's start with the obvious. Who found him? The suspects, a motley crew of family and staff, stood huddled in the doorway, their faces illuminated by the flickering light. There was Lady Beatrice Ashworth, Lord Ashworth's sharp-tongued widow, her face pale beneath her carefully applied makeup. Her son, the perpetually disgruntled and financially strapped Arthur, fidgeted nervously, his eyes darting around the room. Then there was Miss Eleanor Finch, the Lord's quiet and observant niece, her expression hidden beneath a curtain of dark hair. And finally, Mr. Silas Blackwood, the stern and imposing butler, his face an unreadable mask. Each had a reason, a motive, or so it seemed. Lady Beatrice, known for her extravagant lifestyle, stood to inherit a fortune. Arthur, drowning in debt, desperately needed his father's money. Miss Finch, though seemingly meek, held a secret resentment for being repeatedly overlooked. And Mr. Blackwood, the epitome of loyalty, had been with the family for decades, knowing more than he let on. Mallory began his questioning, meticulously piecing together the events of the evening. Lady Beatrice claimed to have been in the drawing room, embroidering, while Arthur insisted he had been in the library reading, though the book he produced looked suspiciously untouched. Miss Finch maintained she was in her room, writing in her journal, her voice a mere whisper, and Mr. Blackwood, as always, offered concise and emotionless answers, claiming to have been preparing the evening meal.
As the investigation progressed, strange details emerged. A torn piece of paper, tucked inside a book on alchemy, contained a cryptic message written in Lord Ashworth's spidery hand. A faint scent of lavender, not typical of the manor, lingered near the body, and a set of muddy boots, hidden in a linen closet, suggested someone had been outside in the storm. Mallory, a master of observation, pieced the puzzle together. The cryptic message was a clue, a formula for a rare and deadly poison. The lavender scent belonged to Miss Finch, who used it in her homemade soaps, and the muddy boots belonged to Arthur, who had a secret rendezvous with a local bookie that evening. The truth was complex, a web of secrets and simmering resentments. Lord Ashworth, it turned out, had been on the verge of disinheriting his son upon discovering his gambling debts. Miss Finch, desperate to escape the manor's stifling atmosphere, was secretly planning to run away with a local artist, using the formula to make a quick sale in the black market. But it was Lady Beatrice, fueled by a lifetime of being belittled by her husband, who had finally snapped. She had learned about the poison and orchestrated the events so that Arthur would be blamed. In the end, it was the smallest detail that gave her away. A faint smudge of red ink on her manicured hand, the same ink used in Lord Ashworth's special pen, the pen he used to write the cryptic message. She had attempted to manipulate the scene, to frame her son, but had missed this one crucial detail. As the rain continued to batter against the windows, Mallory stood by the window, watching as Lady Beatrice was led away by the police. He felt a familiar weariness settle over him. The darkness of human nature, he knew, was often more treacherous than any storm. The secrets of Blackwood Manor had been revealed, and the silence that followed was more profound than any dramatic sigh. The grand old house stood, once again, watching, waiting for the next chapter in its long, and often tragic, history.